company has a much graver influence on the political process, both in terms of the quantum of money contributed to political parties and the purpose of making such contributions.
The Supreme Court has struck down electoral bonds as unconstitutional as it violated the voters' right to information that's necessary for them to cast their vote. But years ago in 2018, Arun Jaitley had pitched it as an alternative to cash donations made to political parties as part of efforts to bring transparency to political funding.
Political parties continue to receive most of their funds through anonymous donations, which are shown in cash. An effort therefore requires to be made to cleanse the system of political funding in India. Donors have also expressed reluctance in donating by check and other transparent methods, as it would disclose their identity and entail adverse consequences.
Jaitley said that if donors are forced to disclose their names, the system of political funding through cash and black money will return. The main contention, however, is that only the ruling party can access the information about which individual or company has donated to which party. This would result in quid pro quo, that is, granting a favor in return of the donation.
The ability of a company to influence the electoral process through political contributions is much higher when compared to that of an individual.
So we saw that in the last 6 years, SBI had issued 30 tranches of electoral bonds worth rupees around 16,000 crores. In the last 5 years, since the electoral bond scheme was introduced, more than half or 57% of the funds were extended to the BJP. The party, as per declarations to the Election Commission, received around rupees 5,000 crores via bonds between 2017 to 2022. The Congress was a distant second, receiving rupees 900 crores. While the government claimed that the electoral bond would encourage private citizens to anonymously fund political parties of their choice, the instrument was mostly used by big corporates. 90% of the bonds have been of the highest denomination, that is rupees 1 crore. By March 13th, Indians may know who funded which political party in the past 6 years. But how do countries across the world regulate political fundings? Some countries like the United States rely on contribution limits, where the federal law imposes different limits based on donor types. Contrastingly, the United Kingdom relies on expenditure limits, capping political party spending at £30,000 per seat, that's approximately rupees 30 lakh. It requires all the parties to disclose their donors in the quarterly reports. In Germany, parties receive public funds on the basis of their importance within the political system. This is determined on the basis of the votes they received in the past elections, membership fees, and the donations received from private sources. The Political Parties Act requires the political parties to identify donors paying sums exceeding 500 euros. Single donations in excess of 50,000 euros must also be reported immediately to the president of the German Bundestag, who then publishes the donation stating the donor's name on the internet and in the Bundestag printed paper as soon as possible. France limits how much political parties and candidates can receive. There is public funding available for parties based on the share of votes in the previous election, which is allocated proportionally. Chile experimented with ensuring the complete anonymity of party funding. Through a system of reserved contributions, donors could transfer funds to the Chilean Electoral Service, which would then forward the sum to the party without disclosing the donor's identity. But the scandals in 2014 and 15 revealed that coordination between Chilean politicians and donors undermined the anonymity system. And in India, there are no donation limits for individuals. Parties face no legal spending constraints for their campaigns provided the expenditure is not for the election of a specific candidate. And the electoral bond scheme allowed donors to conceal their contributions by using official banking channels.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.